All right, great. Welcome back, all of you. All right, Cheyenne needs to log on again. Hi, yes, I'm here. I'm just trying to share the screen for the video, but I'm not seeing my. Oh, here it is. I wasn't seeing it just now. Now, all right. So video time.
Miss, I sent over the homework, right?
Yes, thank you. I just received it. Oh, and I need to share. This. Oh gosh, what do? Sorry, uh, I didn't sing it properly. All right, so we'll just have to do this the old-fashioned way. Sorry, I've taken time. Okay, see, where is the video? Sorry guys, just bear with me for a little bit. Sorry, I don't understand why this is not coming up. You see the same thing? I don't understand why the video not showing as part of my share options. Because you will hear it, but you wouldn't see it.
Miss,
Hmm?
you could ask Mr. Lyndon to help you.
Well, it was coming up just now. I'm doing the right thing, but it's not coming up in the share part, and I don't understand why, even though it's a whole two things are sharing. So let me share this for now. Okay, so everybody at least seeing the PowerPoint, right? All right, cool. Once you'll see the PowerPoints. All right, so we have stopped here. Is it? I'm doing everything right. I don't understand. All right, y'all. Let's continue. I'll get this. I'll organize this. Somehow. Okay, this is how you share doing that. Let's see. Ah, got it. You're seeing this? A white screen? Is somebody seeing a white screen? What are you chat going? Okay, good, good. All right, enjoy.
So what is homeostasis? Homeostasis is a term first defined by Claude Bernard in 1865. It means maintaining a constant internal environment. Wow, great. That really explains it, doesn't it? Let me try and make it a bit clearer then. Imagine the cockpit of a plane. It is packed full of dials and it is the pilot's job to make sure they all stay in the right place. If any of them change, he'll correct the plane to keep them in the right place and the plane in the air. This is a bit like how our brain works. Sensors all around the body are measuring various things and sending the information back to the brain. The brain then does its best to keep all these things stable and constant to keep the body working properly. This is homeostasis, maintaining a constant internal environment. So what kind of things need to be kept constant in the body? Well, it's very important to keep our temperature the same at around 37 degrees Celsius. You can find out more about this in the video on temperature regulation. You also need to keep the levels of sugar in the blood constant along with levels of ions and water. Your blood pressure needs to be carefully monitored along with the amounts of waste in the blood, such as carbon dioxide and urea. Okay, so let's say one of these factors goes too high or low. What is the brain going to do to get it back to the normal levels? The answer to that is negative feedback. Negative feedback is the process where the brain uses either a hormone or a nervous system to send a signal to the part of the body that can rectify the problem. For example, after you eat a meal, your blood sugar level increases. You can see it on this graph. This is detected and the pancreas will release a hormone called insulin that causes the sugar to be stored in the liver. Therefore, as you can see on the graph, the blood sugar level returns to normal. Negative feedback is the loop from which the body takes a stimulus, reacts by responding accordingly, and brings the body back to the normal levels. So why is homeostasis so important? Our metabolism, which is all the chemical reactions in our bodies that keep us alive, is controlled by enzymes. These enzymes only work in very specific conditions. If these conditions change, they could stop working and we could die. Luckily, all this happens without you having to think about it. If you had to do it yourself, you would spend all day and night just trying to keep all these things constant and would have no time to do anything fun like watch videos of cats on the internet.
It cracking. It wasn't good. Well, so y'all had difficulties here and then.
Yeah, miss. It was breaking up.
Gosh, so they didn't really get anything from the video, audio-wise.
Miss, it was kind of clear, but it was breaking up a little bit.
Oh gosh, I'm so
Like,
sorry.
I still, yeah, towards the end it stopped.
Mm-hmm. Oh, all right. I'm sorry. About that. And let me see. Okay, so I have a next one to share with you all. Let's hope that this one is better. Really? Same thing? All right, so all right, let me continue because I need to put this video drama. All right, we'll try and figure it out after if there's anything. So we'll see how that goes. All right. So you saw just now basically, at least from the visuals, about how the hypothalamus controls blood glucose levels, right? So when the blood glucose level increases, the hypothalamus triggers the pancreas to secrete insulin, which will then cause the liver to absorb the excess sugar, which is actually what is stored as glucagon, glycogen, sorry. All right. I mentioned glucagon, but glucagon is actually the hormone responsible for decreasing your blood sugar. All right. Increasing it, sorry. What? Sorry, I'm trying to ask. I saw somebody had something to say in the chat, and for some reason it's not coming up. Why is Zoom giving so much trouble tonight? Why? Oh, now it comes up. Okay, well, I'm glad you're at least heard enough to understand. Yeah, Nirvana. Corona attacking everything. Yeah, Dimitri. Question. Oh, well, if your hypothalamus is damaged, then all of the functions that the hypothalamus is responsible for will be affected, including regulation of body temperature. So therefore, you will not be able to, you wouldn't get the signals that your body needs in order to either cause your pancreas to secrete insulin, to cause your body to initiate mechanisms to decrease your body temperature or increase your body temperature. So once that happens, basically all of your body systems and everything, the whole homeostasis and maintenance of a constant internal environment basically gets thrown out the window. All right, because your hypothalamus is essential because that is what reads the information from the blood. Your pH in the blood, your blood temperature, your blood glucose, the water concentration, all of these things. So yeah, if your hypothalamus damaged, your whole body will malfunction, and it would lead to death because your cells would become damaged, and your overall bodily functions wouldn't be able to be carried out. You'll definitely need to get that sorted out. All right, so even those persons who have tumors located close to the hypothalamus of the brain, or that where the tumor is actually impinging on the hypothalamus, they will also have such symptoms. So symptoms where your body temperature will fluctuate really, real bad, where you'll be too hot or you'll be too cold, where your blood glucose level will just spike and then drop, and all of these things are actually symptoms of having brain tumors that are close to the hypothalamus as well. So yeah, so basically everything that the hypothalamus is responsible for will be in jeopardy, right? It will be in danger. Right? Did I answer your question at a satisfactory level? Awesome. You're welcome. Thanks for asking. Try and put this somewhere where I can see it. Okay, so the next thing that we have to go on to is talking about the mechanisms that your body has in place in order to create heat if the temperatures are too cold. So remember, we spoke about how you have erector muscles. When they contract, it will pull your hairs upright. which is why your hair stand up. All right. Even in the case of static, the static, which is the minor electric, a minor amount of electricity, will cause the erector muscles to contract, which will cause your hairs to stand up as well. When your hair stand up, it traps a warm layer of air next to the skin. So that little warm layer is what will insulate. It will provide you with warmth and it will insulate your skin. Now, we're not fur-covered animals, all right? We have some fur, aka hair, right? But we don't have as much hair on our bodies as, a cat would or a dog would, all right? If you notice, the huskies, we know about huskies, and you notice how much fur they have. The reason why they are like that is because they are designed, they were created to live in colder climates. All right. So that is why a lot of huskies, purebred huskies, die down here when it is when temperatures get too high, because remember they have this thick fur on them, and down here where temperatures are really, really high compared to what they would have been accustomed to. All right. So that is why dogs like that are adapted for there. All right. And our dogs, they have just enough hair on them, all right, for them to be able to survive in our warm climate. All right, but we do not have such, take care. I mean, yeah, some humans have more hair than others. All right, but it's not to say like we just walk around looking like, animals per se. All right, so but it does help still. When your hair stand erect, it does help. Even if it's a little bit, it will help you. Okay. Um, Right. So what happens is also, well, remember if it is your body too cold, you wouldn't sweat, right? So, and remember the heat now that you would receive is inside your body, which is inside your blood. So in order for you to maintain this heat now, your arterioles in your skin, right, will constrict so that not a lot of blood flows through them. The faster the blood flows through the arterioles, aka and your, well, henceforth your capillaries, is the faster heat will be dissipated from the blood. But remember, if the temperature is too cold, you don't want this to happen. You want to conserve as much heat as possible. All right, so for that reason, the arterioles constrict and blood flow is restricted. All right, so not much blood flows through them. All right, and your capillaries would be supplied with less blood, and they will remain narrow. They will not get wider. They'll remain narrow. This process is called vasoconstriction. Right, we'll come to the term in a bit. You always see how to spell it. So vasoconstriction is when your vessels, your blood vessels, constrict in order to, conserve the amount of heat that is lost from the blood, and so that you have less blood flowing through your arterioles. All right, so they'll remain narrow. So this is in essence what happens to your body when temperatures are too cold. So what happens first? You sense your body senses the drop in temperature. All right, and after that, this is the same thing, just in another format, right? So what happens? Your body senses the drop in temperature. Okay, your hypothalamus gets this sense as well from the blood passing through it, and it will then issue commands in the form of electrical impulses, which will cause your body to initiate, heat saving mechanisms. So one, it will cause your muscles to work up more, which it will cause it to contract and relax very quickly in order to produce heat, and that is how you will shiver. That is where shivering will be initiated. All right. So that is how you shiver. Number two, your metabolism will increase. All right, so the speed of the chemical reactions, that is what it refers to. So in your liver, for example, it may increase. And once your body's metabolism increases, your heat, it will produce more heat. All right, now remember, in order for your muscles to work, you need to have respiration occurring. All right, with respiration, you are going to have waste material. All right, and with respiration, it releases heat as well. Okay, so chemical reactions all over your body will be sped up, and this is why you'll ever notice that when the place cold, you just want to pee like often, all these like real often, like you just come from the washroom and you have to go again. Or and don't talk, you just go and pee, and then you drink, probably you take a like a sip of water, and then all of a sudden you feel like you had to pee again. This is exactly why that will happen. All right, because of the David, you're so strange. Anyhow, David, you were born in winter, right? So I think for you, you're just an exception on all levels, right? Where normal people will will have that, you just immune to that. Oh gosh, you gotta know, right? Thank you, Nirvana. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, cause somebody cool, okay? You, I think, even though you're born in the summer, you just cut out for the winter. All right. So yeah, that's why you would want to pee often. A lot of people, okay, with few exceptions, like David. So yes, your metabolism would increase, which would you remember you would have added waste materials. So therefore, your body will have to get rid of it. Hence the reason you will need to offload in the washroom a bit more often. All right. Well, we spoke about how your hair stands up, and what happens is that with your blood system, your arterioles, which supply the blood capillaries, they will undergo vasoconstriction. So here is the term. So remember, to constrict is to tighten, right? So because of that, right, it would lessen the amount of blood flowing through it, so that not much heat will be lost. Okay, if it had become, if your arterioles had become widened, then more blood would flow through, and that would cause more heat to be lost. So we're going on now to talk about what happens when the place is hot now. All right, so we're going to see how all of this will change. All right. Yeah, but yeah, that happened, and it's a good practice to drink water before you sleep, and it's a good practice to drink water at least half an hour after you have waken up, so that you could activate your organs, and it actually improves overall health and reduces your risk of heart failure as well. All right, so that's a good that's a very good practice which we all should employ. You just had to bear with the fact that you're gonna need to pee in the middle of the night sometime. Okay, so that's when the place is cold. Now this is what happens when temperature is too hot. So look at the difference. On the left hand side here, we see that the erector
Excuse me,
muscle.
Miss, you can go back, please, quickly, thanks.
Sure. Here to this one or to the picture? Right, so in the next part, you will see how,
Thanks, Miss.
no problem. Let me know when I can continue, right?
You can continue, Miss.
All right, no problem. Thank you. Right, so look at how it's different, right? Your erector muscles relax now. They ain't contracting, they're relaxing. So you're here taking a vacation. It's lying back and it's not upright, all right? So that's one. And remember, if it is your hairs had been upright, it would have caused more heat to be trapped at the bottom, which not really help in your situation if your temperature too hot now, right? So that's one thing. Okay. Now look at what happens here. Your notice that your arterioles are a lot wider now. Right? Notice that your arterioles are a lot wider. Okay, so this means that a lot more blood will flow through it. And a lot more blood means that it will bring a lot more, water and salts and a little bit of urea, sweat, to the surface of your skin through your sweat glands, so that it'll be able to evaporate. All right, and when it evaporates, it will cool the surface of your skin, and it will, because the heat will you know, be given off into the atmosphere. All right. And all of these arterioles and even your capillaries, they do not vasoconstrict now. They actually undergo a process called vasodilation. I have in the next slide, you will get the term as well. You see how to spell it. So when something dilates, it becomes wider. All right. So hence the reason when a woman is ready to give birth, they always ask how many centimeters is she dilated. All right. So dilate means to get wider. So when it is the arterioles get wider, more blood is able to pass through so that more heat can be given off. And this is why you would look flush pink when you're feeling really warm, like when it is you just run, or the place just hot in general, your cheeks would get pink, and you know, you would just look flushed because the blood is moving at a faster rate, and it is brought closer to your skin, to the surface of your skin, where it could then, you know, give off the necessary heat. All right. So let me just go to the part where I have it summarized as well. Okay. Oh shoot, sorry. Right. So your body loses right. So your body would lose more heat when it's hot, right? As we spoke about, your hair would lie flat because your erector muscles are relaxing now. Your capillaries near the surface of your skin will undergo vasodilation. So this is it right here, vasodilation. So we have two terms. We have vasoconstriction and we have vasodilation. All right. Constrict is to tighten or to become narrower. Dilate is to become wider. All right. Even your eyes as well. Y'all wouldn't know, but when it is you are scared, right? That flight or that fright or flight response that your body undergoes to get away from imminent danger causes the pupils in your eyes to get wider. So that is also called pupil dilation. All right, when the pupils in your eyes get wider, it allows more light to enter in so that you could be able to see the enemy or whatever it is you're fleeing from in a clearer manner. All right. So dilate means to get wider. So this is, and once that happens, more blood is allowed to flow through. Your skin would look pinker, and more heat is able to be lost from the blood into the air. All right, and then let's not forget our sweaty point. When your sweat gland secretes sweat, it would remain on the surface of your hot skin so that when the water evaporates, it will take heat from it and it will cool off your body, which is why it feels so good. When it is your sweat, you cool off after, you know, when a nice breeze hits you, or just as the sweat evaporates from your body. All right, you feel cool, you feel nice. All right. Actually, people who live in hot climates, like who live in the desert or near the desert, they actually, right? So they actually wear on a lot of clothes, and all you're probably wondering why, right? The reason is because it will not only protect them from the sun, from exposure to the sun, but it you see they create an extra heat, but when it is breeze blows, it actually helps to cool them down. All right, so it's not that they suffocate in themselves, but it's actually also used as a cooling mechanism. All right, and these are the processes that our body puts in place for you know, us to maintain our temperature. What? Well, if breeze don't blow, well, they have to know, okay? If breeze doesn't blow and breeze scarce in that particular area, well, then they'll dress the suit. But typically, that's how they do it. And then remember, if it is your sweat, because of the heat in the environment, it will still cause that water to evaporate. So it will still feel cooler, right? Not saying that's how you go in with winter gear in the desert. That is totally different. All right, you have on just enough clothes now, right? So when the sweat evaporates, it causes you to feel cooler and comfortable, somewhat comfortable, right? Okay. Reagan, I can move on to the next slide, or you're copying notes. Reagan, Hania,
Yeah, miss.
I
Yes,
could move
miss.
on.
Yes, miss.
All right, no problem. Thank you. All right. Now we come to negative feedback. All right. So we're going to talk about negative feedback and positive feedback, right? So what happens is that we need to know these terms because this is used to define the output, okay, the output and the input. So it's used to define how your body actually takes steps into regulating bodily temperature and so forth. All right. So that's what we're going to talk about. Now I'm saying that the meeting is going to end in a couple minutes as well. So we go into we'll restart the meeting. Most likely that would be the last time that we have to restart because that should take us until about 8 or a little after 8. So yeah, we'll restart the meeting and I'll pick up from negative feedback then, okay? And I'll try to get a video up and running on this as well. Okay, so it'll be movie time and PowerPoint time. All right. So I'll see you all in a bit.